The movie opens with a police officer called Lind Dong. He gets a phone call that changes everything. A doctor tells him his little girl Shi has a very serious blood sickness, leukemia. She's in the hospital getting help right now. It's Shi's birthday today. Lind loves his daughter very much, so he rushes to the hospital to see her. But just before he gets there, his phone rings again. It's Susan, his helper at work. She says they have a big, important job they must do right away. They need to keep a doctor safe. This doctor, named James, is in danger. Dr. James works secretly for a big company. He makes dangerous things. He tests biochemical weapons. But something bad happened. The special liquid he made, the roid serum, killed everyone in the building, even the company owner. Now someone wants to kill Dr. James too, and Lind must save him. Lind feels so sad and confused. He has to choose between his very sick daughter and his important job. He cries because he knows he must leave Shi to protect Dr. James. When Lind, Susan, and their team find Dr. James, they start to protect him and his amazing creation, a heart made from metal and machines. But suddenly, men with guns attack them. Their leader is a scary man named Andre. Lind learns that Andre was one of Dr. James's experiments that didn't work right. A big fight starts. Lind tells Susan to take Dr. James somewhere safe. Lind tries to stop Andre, but Andre is too strong. A big boom throws Lind away. When Andre tries to kill Dr. James and take the special heart, Lind wakes up and crashes a car into Andre. He pushes Andre against a big oil tank with the car. But Andre still doesn't get hurt. Lind sees that he can't kill Andre the normal way, so he has no other choice. He shoots the oil tank and makes a huge explosion. After the explosion, Lind passes out. Then his phone rings. It's the hospital. They tell him his daughter has died. Dr. James takes Lind's phone and talks about a strange plan he has for Shi. The story jumps ahead 13 years. Now we're in Australia. We meet a famous writer named Rick Rogers. He wrote a book called Bleeding Steel. The book tells a story about a man who was once a Marine. After leaving the military, he gets a new heart, not a real one, but a mechanical heart. After Rick finishes writing this book, he feels tired and wants to relax. He calls for an escort to come to his hotel room and keep him company for the night. But something strange happens. The person who comes to his room puts something in his drink to make him sleepy. Then Rick learns a big surprise. The escort isn't a woman at all, but a man named Howell. While Rick is passed out, Howell starts copying all the special information from Rick's book that's saved on his computer. But danger is coming. At the same hotel, some people wearing strong armor arrive. They are led by a woman called Tess. Hawal works fast and copies all the important information. Then he hides in the bathtub so no one can find him. We learn that Tess also wants the valuable information from Rick's book. Soon after, a person wearing a mask shows up and starts fighting with Tess. During their big fight, something terrible happens. Tess accidentally kills Rick Rogers. The masked person runs away before getting caught. When police come to check what happened, Howell also manages to escape from the hotel without anyone seeing him. Later, we follow the masked person to their home. There, we discover something amazing. The masked fighter is actually Lynn, the police officer from the beginning of our story. Lynn is also looking for the information in Rick's book. The next day, Tess goes to see her boss on a big ship. We get another surprise. Her boss is Andre, the same scary man who didn't die in the explosion 13 years ago. But Andre is now very sick. He has to stay in a special clean room because he has an infection. In this room, Andre and Tess look at pictures of the masked person from the fight. They realize it's Lynn. Andre immediately tells Tess to kill Lynn and to find Hawal as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, Howell looks through Rick's information and finds details about a pretty woman named Nancy. He becomes very interested in her and decides to go meet her. She studies at Sydney University, so that's where he goes to find out more about her. At the same time, Tess tries to catch Howell. She goes to his apartment but finds out it's not his real home. The real Howell is actually living in a camper van, staying hidden from his enemies. In the next part of the story, Howell goes to Nancy's school. He sees her buying food at a small store. Lynn works there serving food. Just as Nancy sits down to eat, two mean kids start making trouble. They begin fighting. Lynn quickly steps in and stops the fight. Something amazing happens. Cuts on Nancy's hand heal super fast like magic. It's like she has a special power. Later, Nancy goes back to her home. That night, she has a strange dream. In her dream, she sees men working in a science lab. This dream makes her roommate very worried. The next day, Nancy visits a busy, messy neighborhood. She wants to talk to a special person, a shaman who helps people with strange problems. Nancy tells the shaman that her strange visions are getting clearer. She feels like she's changing into someone else, the person she sees in her visions. The shaman wants to help Nancy forget these strange pictures in her head. He uses hypnosis, a way to make someone relax deeply. But something unexpected happens. During the hypnosis, Nancy has another vision. This time, she sees Dr. James working on Andre. In her vision, the experiment goes wrong and Andre gets angry. He kills many scientists in the lab. The shaman tells Nancy something surprising. There is another soul inside her body. That's why she has these strange visions. He gives her a ticket to see a magic show. He thinks the magician might help Nancy with her memory problems. As Nancy walks home, some bad young men try to bother her. She fights one of them and tries to run away, but she ends up on a rooftop with even more bad guys around her. They're about to hurt her when suddenly, Howell appears. He came just in time to save her. But Howell isn't very good at fighting, not like Lynn. He has only one choice: grab Nancy and run. They start running with the bad guys chasing them. Finally, Howell and Nancy get away safely. Before they say goodbye, Howell secretly takes the magic show ticket from Nancy. He plans to follow her wherever she goes next. The next day, Nancy goes to the famous Sydney Opera House to see the magician, but there's a problem. Her ticket is gone. The guards won't let her in without it. Just then, Howell shows up again. He pretends to work at the opera house to help her get inside. Howell tells the guards that Nancy is his girlfriend. Because of this, they let her in even though she doesn't have a ticket. Once they're inside, someone from the show comes and takes Howell away to help with the magic show. While Howell is busy, something strange happens. Nancy gets asked to join the magic show on stage. During the show, the magician puts Nancy under hypnosis. In this state, she sees herself as a little girl. An old man is taking care of her. She almost sees his face, but then something terrible happens. Tess and her team burst in. They want to take Nancy away. Tess kills the magician. Just then, Lynn shows up and starts fighting with Tess and her helpers right there on the stage. Lynn fights hard against Tess's men. At the same time, Howell chases after Tess, who is carrying Nancy away while she's still asleep from the hypnosis. Soon, Lynn and Tess have a big fight. During this time, Howell manages to save Nancy from the bad people. While Howell takes Nancy to safety, Lynn leads Tess up to the roof of the building. They have another big fight there. Lynn almost falls off the roof, but he grabs onto a cable just in time. He uses this cable to slide down, like on a zip line. He meets up with Howell and Nancy, and they all escape on a fast boat. After they get away, Lynn takes Nancy, who is still unconscious, to his apartment. He puts her on a bed to rest. Then he takes Howell down to the basement. He ties Howell up and starts asking him hard questions. Why is he following Nancy? Howell has no choice but to tell the truth. He says he learned about Nancy from Rick Rogers' computer files. He also says something interesting. The shaman Nancy visits has been selling him videos of Nancy's hypnosis sessions from Rick Rogers. When Lynn hears this, he decides to go to the shaman's place right away. But when he gets there, he finds something awful. The shaman is dead. At the same time, Lynn realizes that Nancy has left his apartment. When Lynn hurries back home, he discovers that Nancy is now going to Hong Kong. Lynn needs to move fast. He gives Howell the keys to unlock his chains, telling him to free himself as soon as possible. Right then, Tess's men arrive at the house. They surround the building. Lynn doesn't have many choices. He quickly sets off explosives he had hidden around the house. In the confusion, Lynn escapes. He is determined to find Nancy before anyone else does. On his trip to Hong Kong, Lynn thinks about what happened 13 years ago. We learn something amazing. Nancy is actually Lynn's daughter She. After the big fight with Andre years ago, Susan told Lynn something incredible. Dr. James had brought She back to life. He put a mechanical heart in her body. To make this special heart work, Dr. James had to use his own DNA. That's why Nancy keeps seeing visions of James and Andre, because Andre also has Dr. James's DNA in him. When She came back to life, she couldn't remember anything from before. Lynn wanted to keep his daughter safe. He asked Susan to send her far away to an orphanage in Australia. This would keep her hidden from people who might want her because of the special DNA in her body. When Lynn gets to Hong Kong, Susan meets him and drives him to the police station. Later, Lynn borrows a police car to look for his daughter. Meanwhile, Nancy, who is really She, still has some memories from Dr. James in her head. She goes to the doctor's old apartment. There, she finds a special key. When she touches it, something amazing happens. All her memories come flooding back. She remembers everything, including her father, Lynn. She realizes Lynn had been watching over her the whole time, even when she was living in Australia. Suddenly, something bad happens. Tess appears out of nowhere and grabs Nancy. While Lynn is driving around looking for his daughter, he sees Nancy being held by Tess in another car. Lynn quickly starts chasing them. Then Howell shows up. He has also come to Hong Kong. He does something sneaky. He pours oil on the road. This makes Lynn's car and another car slip and flip over. Lynn jumps out and runs to save Nancy, but when he gets to the car, she's not there. Luckily, Howell is good with computers. He tracks Nancy down and discovers that Tess has taken her to a hotel. But when Tess arrives at the hotel, something strange has happened. Nancy isn't with her anymore. Tess gives the hotel staff the key she took from Nancy. The staff takes them to a special room. Hidden in this room is Dr. James's handheld camera. Just then, the SWAT team rushes in. They lock Tess and her men in the room and shoot them with special darts that make them fall asleep. Lynn and Howell have just arrived at the hotel when Susan calls them with good news. Tess has been caught. Then Susan shows them something important, Dr. James's handheld camera. The camera has videos about how Dr. James created special DNA genes. These amazing genes can help people heal themselves. They learn that Dr. James gave these special genes to both Nancy and Andre. That's why they both have unusual abilities, like when Nancy's hand healed so quickly. Susan and Lynn finally understand why Andre wants Nancy so badly. He plans to take her blood to heal his sick body, but that's not all. Getting Nancy's blood would give Andre incredible strength and the power to heal from any injury. He would become the world's first super bio warrior. Susan shares another scary secret. Andre has made a deal with people who sell weapons. They plan to steal Dr. James' video so they can make their own army of soldiers who can't die. After learning about this terrible plan, Susan, Lynn, and Howell dress up as Tess and her team. With this clever disguise, they sneak onto Andre's ship, but they're too late. Andre already has Nancy. Andre starts putting Nancy's blood into his own body. Very quickly, his body begins to get better. Lynn and his friends finally reach the laboratory where Nancy is being held, but there's a problem. She's behind bulletproof glass, and they can't break it. Soon, Andre's men surround them. Lynn has no choice but to fight all of them. During the big fight, Andre stops taking Nancy's blood. He joins the battle and fights all three of them, Lynn, Susan, and Howell. The fight is long and very hard. Even though they all fight bravely, Andre is too strong. He beats all of them. Andre's about to kill Lynn when something amazing happens. Nancy suddenly gets her strength back. She breaks through the bulletproof glass that was keeping her trapped. She jumps out to save her father. Lynn grabs the tube that was carrying Nancy's blood. He wraps it around Andre's neck. Howell and Susan help Lynn push Andre into the ship's reactor core, a very hot, dangerous part of the ship. The ship starts breaking apart. Big pieces fall down. During the chaos, Lynn loses his arm. Andre falls into the hot reactor core. Lynn, Nancy, and Susan try to escape quickly. But something terrible happens. Howell gets trapped under fallen debris. They can't get him out. Lynn and Susan hurry to the ship's cabin. Lynn tells Susan to take Nancy and jump off the ship. He gives them parachutes to land safely. Just as they're about to jump, Andre suddenly appears. He grabs Lynn. Lynn quickly kicks Susan and Nancy, pushing them off the ship. The two women fall through the air. Lynn and Andre start fighting again. During their fierce battle, something unexpected happens. Andre accidentally puts his special blood into Lynn. This gives Lynn the same healing powers. Right before Lynn's eyes, his missing arm grows back. With his new strength, Lynn fights harder. He manages to defeat Andre by pulling out his mechanical heart. Without his heart, Andre becomes weak and powerless. The ship starts to explode. Lynn jumps out, but he doesn't have a parachute. As he falls through the air, a piece of flying debris hits his head. Lynn blacks out and drops Andre's mechanical heart. Luckily, Susan and Nancy see Lynn falling. They steer their parachute toward him and catch him in midair. Together, they land safely in the ocean. When Lynn wakes up, he swims to the surface with Susan and his daughter. As they float in the water waiting for help, Susan gets some news. Someone has stolen Dr. James's camera with all the important videos. The next day, Lynn, Susan, and Nancy have fun at an amusement park at night. Susan tells Lynn something interesting about Howell. He is the son of the arms dealer that Andre killed. That's why Howell was following Nancy. He wanted revenge on Andre. Susan also shares another surprise. Howell and Nancy grew up in the same orphanage as children. They knew each other when they were little. Just then, a clown walks up to Nancy and gives her a picture. The photo shows Nancy and Howell together as children at the orphanage. When Nancy sees this, she realizes something amazing. Howell didn't die on the ship. He's still alive. In the final scene, we see Howell looking for someone to buy Dr. James's camera that he stole. The movie ends with this hint that the story might continue.